You are listening to the Foamy Heads podcast, where we discuss craft beer and anything else that accompanies a glass.
Oh, yeah. The Foamy Heads are back in the building. We are at Bridgestone Arena today. Mitch and Rich hanging out on the microphones. Mitch, the 2024 Nashville Predators Beer Festival. What's going on, man?
Dude, so glad to be back. Shane got us in here. It's a hell of a time, man.
There's a lot more people here this year than there were last year, I have to say, and a lot more breweries, I think, on the floor today than there have been in previous years also.
Absolutely.
And we've got guest host Shane with us today. What's going on, Shane?
Not much. Thanks for having me out. It's it's kind of flip-flop. I got you guys in last year. You brought me along this year. So this is great, and I'm loving the new location being down here on the main floor.
Oh, yeah. It's a great spot. And in full transparency, you're in the middle because we've got to put the attractiveness in the middle so that it evens out the ugliness of the two ends.
I'm more than just a pretty face, you know.
That's true. Hey, this is going to be a good time tonight. I'm
absolutely.
really excited. We've got a ton of local breweries here today. We've got out-of-state breweries as well. We've got music going on in the background that they can no doubt hear.
Oh, yeah.
I bet. Mitch,
yes.
lots of local breweries here today.
Yeah, it's a good lineup. You know, it's a weird feeling. I'm so glad we got to sit down here. You guys don't see it yet. We'll spin the laptop around towards the end of the show, but there's a lot of foot traffic. It's good to see. We need a lot more people drinking craft beer in Tennessee.
Absolutely.
So, I'm so glad to see this turnout.
So for the last year, Shane was able to hook us up last year because he wasn't able to be in attendance. But Shane, you might recall we were in the Barrel House last year.
Yes.
So up on the concourse. Away from foot traffic, really. Like we thought there was going to be a lot more, and it just wasn't.
You almost had to go look for people and bring them in, and they've changed the format a little bit each year to where sometimes brewers are in this area, sometimes they're in this area, and sometimes that barrel house just got overlooked. So moving things around worked out really nicely, and especially, like I said, being able to get down here on the floor where everyone can see us. And it's just easier for the people to get to us when it's their turn to be on the show.
Absolutely. And we have a few guests lined up tonight coming over, actually. Let's talk about, just for a couple of minutes, who we've got on the floor tonight. I mean, there's tons of guys. We've got Tennfold. Shout out to Tennfold in the house. They're on the floor tonight as well. And I don't want to look over the fact that they have breweries and seltzers and companies in the concourse as well up top. All the local breweries are down here.
Yeah.
On the ice, the quote-unquote the ice. But so we have Tennfold in the house tonight. A lot of them. Marble Fox is here, too.
Yes, super excited about Marble Fox, for sure.
I don't know if they were here last year. I don't remember them being here last year, but I don't remember. But
I think they said they were here earlier. But we were up in the Barrel House, like you said, so we didn't really get a chance to come down and scout out the area. We came in, we set up, and we started with who we had scheduled. So
yeah, it was really weird because when we were in the Barrel House last year, it was, like I said, away from everything, and we had people lined up ready to come up, and they had to come all the way up the stairs, and then we had to go down there to get them and things like that. Whereas here we're in like more of the action. Of course, the camera can't show that right now. We'll probably turn that around later, but tons of people just on the floor. Breweries are in the middle. We've got, there you go, Mitch can turn it around. So you can see we've got breweries lined up on both sides of the middle of the ice. And, Shane, we definitely had our fair share of going around and meeting everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Before the start.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I'm excited about people that are going to come up. We got Ross from Honey Tree Meadery. He's going to come over and say hey. Just a lot of good people here. And these things are always great social experiments, too. You know, running into people you haven't seen in a while. Beer kind of brings everybody together, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
Oh, yeah. Beer is the great equalizer. We make a joke about that oftentimes because you've got all different walks of life, walking around the stadium tonight. You've got everybody from construction workers to military to police officers to to those kinds of people. And then you've got IT guys. I mean, that's Mitch and I sitting at the table as well. And people in the beer industry like Shane. And we've got all these walks of life just walking around, and they all have that same commonality. And it's just they want to try something that they haven't had before. So super excited to get into that tonight. Like I said, we've got Tennfold here. We've had Marvel Fox and Honey Tree Meadery. I did not know Honey Tree Meadery was going to be here tonight.
Yeah.
Really excited. They were one of the first. I've never been to a meadery until I hit Honey Tree, and I was there with a few friends a few weeks ago. Really got a chance to get in. So I'm really excited. I think our first guest is coming up here in just a couple of minutes. I was looking for Chad. He was over here earlier, and then I think he just kind of disappeared. I don't know if somebody wants to run and grab him real quick.
Yeah, he's got to be over there. So
yeah,
I'll pop over.
Shane.
Yes. Rich.
How many people are here tonight, do you think? I mean, this is more than when we were looking down last year.
Yeah.
I do not remember this amount of people being on the floor last year.
Yeah, I mean, head count right now, and this is just in this section. Don't forget there's still a VIP section. There's still the upstairs and everything. I mean, there's a few thousand people here for sure.
Yeah. We've, oh no, here he is. Hold on. I'm going to switch my cans out real quick because I want Chad to have this, headset so he can actually hear what I'm talking about real quick. I'm going to give these to you, Chad. I got to turn Chad's mic on real quick. Chad, can you hear me?
I can.
Oh, there we go.
There's Chad. We've got Chad in the house. Tennfold Brewing.
Hi, guys.
You got the sunglasses on tonight too, man.
Yeah, I wear my sunglasses at night.
Corey Hart?
Sure.
Okay.
I know the song. I don't know the
I
guy's
really
name.
thought I was onto something there. No, it is Corey Hart. I promise. And
I believe you.
now we've lost Mitch because Mitch went looking for Chad. And,
you told me 15 minutes. I came 15 minutes, and he said 5 more minutes, and it's been exactly 5 minutes.
5 minutes, Chad. Yep. Chad knows what 5 minutes is like, so it's all good.
So now I go look for Mitch, and then I disappear.
Yep.
And
then I'll go look for Shane, and then Chad will just be sitting here by himself.
Did I walk into a skit? You guys don't want to leave me alone with these microphones. I'm going to start talking about my Communist Manifesto and all that thing.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Let's
Beer for the people.
All for one, one for all.
It would just be me saying that for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. So let's talk Tennfold.
All right, what's up?
So you've got a few beers here tonight. Mitch is back in the building now.
Mitch is in the building.
You guys brought a couple of good beers with you tonight. Are you releasing something?
Well,
tonight?
we brought 4 good beers with us. Thank you very much.
4 good beers. I said a few the first time, and then I guess I missed.
And then you said a couple.
I totally messed
You
up
just
on
keep
that. I'm
backtracking.
sorry. Yeah.
Man, jeez.
Yeah, you brought 1 good beer tonight. Just keep going. Run through what you're bringing.
You brought
up.
a bunch of garbage.
You brought some good. No, hey, seriously, if there's Tennfold is good at beer and they're good at food. I know one of the first episodes we ever did. This is a couple years back. You probably remember this.
Oh yeah,
is when we were actually in the back of the brew house,
set up on my hop cooler.
Yes, remember that, Mitch?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And I was just like getting drunk and pulling beers off of fermenters and stuff for you guys. It was fun.
And we were here for it.
It doesn't get better than that, to be honest.
That was my first Hellas lager, and I think he pulled it a little early for us just so that we could try it out. I had never had a Hellas lager before, and I took a sip of that, and I was like, ooh, this is good.
Yeah.
And that was that night when I knew that Chad could brew beer.
It was only at that moment.
I'm glad one of us knows that, because there are days I'm still not even sure.
So, what'd you bring tonight, Chad? What do you guys have over there?
So we're rolling with Humble Pint, English pub ale that we roll in and out of rotation every once in a while. Our Key Lime Lager, Songs of the Key of Lime, which we do once a year. It's kind of like our springish sort of seasonal. That one's really nice because we use a little bit of a special malt called honey malt that gives it a real nice graham cracker character. And so it actually drinks like a piece of key lime pie without being heavy or sweet. We don't put any lactose or anything in it.
So is it more of like it's not real sour? It's more of You said it's not sweet.
It's not a sour. It's a straight lager with a little bit of honey malt for that graham cracker character, and then we add just a touch of key lime puree to it, and it comes out really nice and refreshing. That key lime is a little bit goes a long way, so it's very key lime forward with a nice graham cracker finish. It's been pretty popular at our spot right now. We've got our West Coast IPA Business Hippie on too, which if you know Tennfold, you know Business Hippie.
Yep. Staple over there.
Yeah, it's just a classic, all those good Yakima Valley hops. And then a beer we released yesterday that Mike, our other brewer, my boy Mike Morbitzer, Every once in a while, I have time. We have some extra space, and I'm like, Mike, run wild with it. He was like, I want to do a coconut porter. It's my favorite kind of beer. And I was like, all right. He was like, I know it's like summertime. I was like, dude, I don't care, whatever. Just like brew what you want to brew.
Yeah.
And it was phenomenal. Like we moved it a few days ago, and the day before, I took a sample off fermenter. I just went over and like gave him a hug, and I was like, dude, this is amazing. I'm so proud of this beer. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, this is not that I wouldn't be like, Mike makes amazing beer anyway, but it was just like so surprisingly like refreshing and like summery at the same time.
A dark beer in the middle of the heat of the summer.
Okay, so I'm gonna go on a little rant here.
Yeah.
I do not understand the whole. I mean, I understand where it comes from, but I don't understand the whole bias of I don't drink dark beers when it's hot out. It doesn't make any sense. Dark beers aren't inherently heavy. They are not inherently sweet. It just takes a little bit of very dark roasted grains to change the color of a beer. Dark beers can and are year-round beers, and I mean, I wouldn't necessarily drink like a 15% beer, a 15% stout in the summer, but I also won't drink 15% a lot of things in the summer.
Yeah.
So yes, it is a very like dark beer in the summer can and should be a thing, and you should get out of that frame of mind if you're in it, and because you're gonna miss a lot of really great beers.
So dark beer in the summer, not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
I mean, stouts in the summer, not a bad thing either. I'm just saying.
I mean,
I think most people attribute the dark beer, which is something that probably needs to be, gotten rid of. But when they think dark beer, they think heavy. They think
and
stout,
that's
sweet porters.
I'm here to change that. I'm here to change that tonight, y'all. I'm here to change that. It's part of my my beer for the people manifesto. Is dark beer is a year-round beer.
I like it. So does Mike do a lot of the brewing at Tennfold now?
Mike is doing a good handful of the brewing when needed. I have him. Mike is the kind of personality, he's never met a stranger in his life, and so it's really it was a natural decision to just let him run wild on the sales side of things. He does a lot of the cellar work and stuff. I'm still doing a lot of the brewing. Like basically, we can both do anything. We can both jump in and do anything where we need to. I have him focus more on cellar and sales because I have to focus a lot on brewery management, doing brewing. I've also recently been put on the Tennessee State Guild board, so I've got board meetings and things like that to do now too. So having Mike there to fill in and do all those kind of things is not that we don't share the dirty work. Like we're both scrubbing floors, sweeping floors, and all of that stuff. But while either of us can fill in wherever we need to, I like the idea of each of us having a focus. But if I have a fermenter opening up, we don't have a regular seasonal coming out, I like to let him run wild because he's an amazing brewer at the same time. He knows he's been around the block. He started his career at Green Flash out in San Diego.
God, Green Flash.
Yeah, he's been.
Remember those guys?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been at Grist. He's been at Tailgate. He's been at East Nashville Beer Works. And now he's over with me. We've been friends for many years. I've always loved the beer he brews. He's an amazing cook too. Like if you've ever had his barbecue, you've had a treat. Yeah. So it's always good to have a guy that likes feeding people to be your assistant as well. Because if you've never seen me, you can tell I'm a guy that likes food.
And and Tenfold's food is awesome. Mitch, do you remember Tenfold's chicken wings? They have their pizzas. Tenfold food in general is just awesome. Good all the time.
Absolutely. Yeah. I can't remember the wings I had a while back. Those were awesome. I had some pizza that was just always killer. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to think of the latest thing I've had and shared with friends there this year. And everyone always has a good time with the food, the beer, and that whole place is just set up real well.
Yeah. One question for you, Chad, or another question because I'm full of them tonight. But when Mitch and I were sitting in the back of the brew pub or in back of the brewery, and we had basically all of our equipment set up on coolers and freezers and things like that, and we were standing up with microphones talking. One of the things that you mentioned, I'm curious if this is still true to this day or if things have changed a little bit. But Chad, you might remember this, Mitch. Chad mentioned that one of the things that he likes to do is brew beers that aren't over the top heavy in alcohol content because he does, like the 14s to 15% beers. He doesn't like brewing those inside the brew house because he wants people to come and have, a few different beers as well as some food and still be okay to drive home.
Right.
I'm curious, is that kind of still the mindset of you guys keep it on the the medium ABVs to the low ABVs, or are you starting to experiment with the higher grade stuff?
No, we've always rolled some like higher stuff in and out. But I think especially the market these days, you'll find, especially with the rise of NA beer and non-beer cocktails and things like that. I think you're finding a lot of people are taking sobriety and responsible drinking a lot more seriously. So we still roll with that. It's also something that I like. Like I like to be able to have like, a few beers at the end of the day. Like give me some 4.5% German Pilsner. I love that. I like lower ABV beers. I like crispy, crushable beers. And so I was like, that's a lot of what I'm going to focus on. We can and do the other things too, because we want to have something for everybody. But it's ended up that like, as far as the market goes, we're kind of ahead of the game where you're seeing more people searching out for lower to no alcohol beers, if they're even drinking anything at all. And so like, yeah, we're still rolling with it. There's such a wide variety of styles that you can play with and do fun things with, especially on the lower ABV end. But then again, the brew pub, like you want people to come and hang out and have a good time. You want them to stay there. You want them to be able to drink a beer while they're waiting for their food, drink a beer with their food, and then have a beer afterwards. And if you're found in 9% beers, that's,
you may not be good driving home afterwards.
Yeah, you might need to get an Uber.
Yeah.
You should probably get an Uber. But it's also funny that you say that because next week we are literally releasing a 9% Belgian triple that we do in conjunction with our friends at Honey Tree Mead. Instead of using simple sugar to boost the gravity and dry the beer out, we actually use honey from their hives.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Definitely have to get over there for sure.
Yeah. We're gonna on Friday it'll be released to the general public.
How many beers do you have at the tap room right now? On tap. How many beers do you guys have on tap?
I don't know about at the moment, but generally we have anywhere between 12 and 15 of our own beers on tap.
Yeah. And then some guest taps as well?
Yeah. We keep some guest taps on. Beers that are like styles that we don't have on, like certain styles that we're not covering at the moment. We like to have those on so people have an extra variety. We focus on mostly Nashville breweries, if not just Tennessee breweries. So we're trying to hold up all our homies around the state. But we also have a lot of non-beer options on as well. We keep Maypop Pop Water on. We've got Walker Brothers Kombucha. We've got a hard kombucha, regular kombucha. We keep a cider, at least one cider on at a time as well, for those people that aren't drinking beer but want a nice draft, super easy draft option as well.
That's awesome. I know that when I went to Tennfold, I mean, I've been there a few times and ran into Chad a couple times. He's running around all the time, right. Always. And so when I go to Tennfold and you walk up, I like the space because first there's an outdoor area with the smoker, right? And then you go inside and there's a large eating area, but then there's the bar. And when you sit up at the bar, you've got all the taps just lined up. And it's an aesthetically pleasing to see all the taps with the Tennfold logo just facing out like that. And I can't remember if there was lights behind the tap handles
we have,
or not.
They're not behind the tap handles, but we have an
accent
metal,
of some sort.
well, we have this giant metal, it's not really a sign. It's kind of like this, it's metal cut out of this hot vista. It's part of one of our logos, and there are lights behind that.
That's awesome.
Usually we'll keep them green. Right now, or during sports, like college sports, we'll keep them orange for Tennessee. But yeah, usually it's just nice and green.
That's awesome. Chad, man, we appreciate it. We don't want to take up any more of your time, man.
That's all right.
Anxious to try some of that coconut porter.
I'm gonna actually I'm gonna take your glasses and pour them because we're blowing through it right now.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna pour you guys. I'm gonna take your glasses. I'm gonna come right back. All right.
That sounds great.
And then you can tell everyone on Podcast Land how amazing that beer is.
I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna be great automatically.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
love
Chad.
You guys.
Chad with Tennfold, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
BRB, homies.
Chad brought us over some of the toasted coconut porter. Heck yeah. Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers. Oh, man.
Wow.
That is toasty.
It's not overpowering.
Yeah.
I like it. Hey, guys, we're back. Foamy Heads are back, hanging out at the 2024 Nashville Predators Beer Fest. We've got new guys in the house tonight for us. A little unfamiliar, Mitch and Shane, with us. This is a group that hails from Clarksville. We've got Old Abe's Brewery. Jared, what's up, man?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I am doing great. This is an honor for us. This is somebody that we have not had a chance to talk with. somebody that we have not met with. So really excited to have you guys in Nashville tonight.
Oh, we're glad to be out here and glad to participate in y'all's podcast.
How long have you guys been open?
So we opened up about 6 months ago. Had some folks approach us about purchasing a brewery. So we picked it up, rebranded it, made it our own, and hired a new master brewer.
And what was the intent, the goal behind this? Has this been something that you've always wanted to do? Is it kind of one of those ideas that you were drunk one night? How did this whole thing manifest?
Okay, so I own a cigar lounge, and that was not a dream of mine. So Brian, the guy that y'all met over there with the big, long red beard, came to me and said, hey, I kind of like to do this. And then I was like, well, we do a lot of veterans outreach, a lot of outreach for homeless vets, PTSD issues like that. So this is another way for us to have a platform to help veterans and the local community.
And it's an all veteran-owned brewery as well, right?
Yes, myself, I'm the owner, and I have a partner, and he's a retiree as well.
Thank you for your service as well. Which branch of the military you guys are?
We're a retired Army.
Army?
Yeah.
Right on, okay. And open for 6 months, all military-owned. And how many taps do you guys have at the brewery right now?
14?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have a large variety. So we make radlers, which are basically like knee-high grape or peach, things like that. That are, the ladies want something like that, they can have a drink and be like, oh, well, this is not a lot, but it still tastes nice because not everybody wants a beer. So we have to have stuff like that for the ladies. But we have liquor too.
And how do you in Clarksville, in terms of the beer scene, what type of beers do people gravitate? Before we get into the two that you brought over tonight, what would you say is the beer that gets gravitated to the most in the demographic of Clarksville, or is it all over the map?
The biggest selling beer that we have is the Old Abe and the Screaming Eagle. Those two beers are our biggest sellers, but those are also our base beers. So those base beers turn into 5 to 8 different other beers. Our stout, very popular, and our IPAs are very popular. We have one that's called the Snake Eater. It's extremely popular. It's not on the heavier side of an IPA because some folks like an IPA that's about to rot your teeth out. You're like, oh my God, it's so bitter. Oh, that's hard. But it's a very smooth IPA, very smooth. It's our favorite.
I like that. And something you said about just a minute ago, the base beer. You said as you start out with the base beer, and then that's the base for a lot of the other beers that you guys make.
Yes. So the Old Abe is a base beer. So that beer right there turns into Radlers. It also turns into our vanilla, which is stupid popular. That's where we go with that. It goes into our vanilla bean espresso beer, and it's super good. It's
a vanilla bean espresso?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
It's really popular. A lot of the folks really dig it.
So tell us about this one then, since we poured it right now, and we're going to start getting into this one in just a second.
Okay, so that's our Old Abe.
Mm-hmm.
That is our original beer, named after obviously Old Abe, the Screaming Eagle. So it's an American wheat. It's really not overpowering because you want a beer to be subtle, okay? Not one of those like nasty aftertaste, things like that. Because inside this room is beer from the tri-state area, okay? Kentucky, Alabama, maybe some South Carolina and Tennessee. So when you try the beer, you don't want it to be one of those that's like I can still taste it 30 minutes later.
Right.
I want to be able to taste the beer, taste the notes, and then it goes away. Okay, so that's what that beer is. It's really smooth, really solid, very, very good beer.
Shane, is that something that you think about when you're doing brewing? Because Shane is definitely a master brewer as well. I mean, like, this guy's been brewing for a long time.
I wouldn't say master, but
we're humble in those days, guys like that. They're humble people.
Shane makes really good beer. So, Shane, when you're brewing something like this, are you thinking about what the beer is going to be like after the sip versus, or are you typically going for just like a specific profile? And it doesn't matter what you want somebody else to think about it. You're looking for a beer that you were looking for.
No, I mean, I do generally go for particular profiles. I do a lot of IPAs, but I've run the gamut of pretty much every style. And I want it to be something that everyone's going to enjoy, not just on the front end, but that they can sit there and they can enjoy it and not, halfway in they're like, okay, now it's not as good. I want it to be good from the start of it to the end of it. I want them to enjoy it, have multiples of that. That's why sometimes I'm I've got it on tap at the house.
Yeah.
You know, that way people can come over, we can sit, we can drink a keg of it right there and have a good time with it. I want it to be enjoyed from start to finish.
You want it to be a sipping beer, you know.
Yes.
I want somebody to be able to sit down and, you know, enjoy talking to whoever they're there with, and it's a sipping beer, you know, one of those like, hey, man, I could sip on this for a couple of hours and it'd be good. You know, just a solid beer.
So that being said, what's the ABV on this one?
Let's see. I want to say it's 5.8.
5 point. Really? Okay.
I would have guessed 5.5-ish, but
We're right in the area. That's more of if I have to pull DJ's chain and say, DJ, speak, you know, tell me what this is. But we're at 5.5. We have one that's a 6.5, but I think that is our stout, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of stuff I have to keep up on the business, and I'm the owner, and I do some of the brewing stuff, but I have a DJ and a Brian for the rest of those little things, you know.
Yeah, you got a guy.
That's right. I got a guy.
You got a guy.
That's all day long for sure.
So tell us a little bit about your brew pub back in Clarksville.
Okay, so we are a military-style brew pub. When you walk in, you're going to see things that resonate with us. You know, you're going to see unit crests, medals, things like that. You know, CIBs, jump wings, that kind of stuff. Special forces things, coins. You'll see a big rack of coins. You'll see guidons. We've got a United States flag that is surrounded with patches on each side for people to come and visit us. You're going to come in, you're just going to see we've got English style pub taps. You know, the old tap handles that are black with the brass on top. I'm really into stuff being clean like that. So when you come in, you get that feeling like, hey, man, this is a really clean place. You know, I want to sit down here and have a beer and, you know, watch TV. It's not loud. We don't do a lot of crazy stuff in there. So it's really more of a family event type thing.
How big is it in general? What do you think?
1,800 square feet.
Okay. That's good size.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, yeah.
Enough for me to come in. When you come in, you'll see the brewing equipment on your left. And then we've got one 15-barrel fermenter. And then you go in the back, we've got two 7-barrel fermenters. So it takes a lot of space.
And do you guys typically have all of your taps full whenever you walk in?
Always.
So it's always something. How many beers do you guys think you release on average a month? Are you guys doing like one every other month? Are you doing a couple of months? How's that work?
We're really more into if you got a solid performer, we
Stick
always keep
with
with that, okay? Because I mean, you got some breweries out there that like to say, "Hey, you know, I've got this jalapeno bacon wrapped, cheese flavored beer," and I'm like, "Bro, what if you don't like it?" Okay, I've got beer on tap that consistently sells because in the end, I want my kegs to be dry because that means that people are drinking the beer. But no, I don't do a lot of. We're not really into gimmick stuff, you know. Now, if we had a gimmick, it would be the vanilla bean espresso, and that was a success. But we're working on a hard tea and a hard, let's see, what is that, like a White Claw thing. They want to do a seltzer.
Like a seltzer.
Some of the chicks dig the seltzer stuff, you know. So that's cool. Right on. You know, I'm down with that. But no, we're not into gimmicks, dude. It's just not, I don't see that being successful in the long run as a brewery.
No lactose IPAs.
No.
This one's got melon balls and
like whatever, bro.
Yeah.
I don't need your some nouveau almondine trout flavored beer that's, you know,
trout flavored beer.
Yeah, so it's one of those crazy, because I've been to several breweries, you know, starting off in this business, and you're like, you taste the beer, and I'm like, you know, you're trying to be respectful to everybody, but I'm over here trying to spit it out of my mouth. Because I mean, you'll go to a bar, and I mean, if you've been to breweries or been around the business, guys we went to a place that was in town, and the guy sold his beer that was turned. And I was like, bro, dude, Brian was like, Jared, don't drink that. I was like, why? I was like, ugh. I was like, Jesus, what is this? He's like, dude, that's turned, and they're selling it, and they don't care.
I guess, hey, to each his own, I guess, right?
I mean, mix it into beer cheese or something at that point.
We do that. We do our own beer cheese. Rock on, and people love it.
So is there food at the establishment also?
Yes. So we do. We have some of the best wings in town. And we do chicken nuggets, all right? People are crazy for them. Chicken nuggets. We do pretzels and beer cheese, chips and beer cheese.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
dude, chicken nuggets.
They've got chicken nuggets at the brewery.
Yes.
Yeah.
People dig it because we get them from Sam's as the Chick-fil-A style. So it's got like a dill pickle flavor.
Yeah,
Dude,
I get the same one.
People love them. They're like, oh, my God, these are amazing. I want to eat all of them.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it goes good with the beer. We don't try to go. It's not a restaurant, you know. It's a pub. It's a place to come have a beer and something to eat, and then you drive on. Okay, it's driving on. If you want to get drunk there, we're gonna make sure you got you an Uber and all that stuff. But I don't do the food to entice people to come in there and have dinner.
Right.
There's a Chinese restaurant and there's a Korean restaurant, like literally like 50 feet on each side. So if you want that, rock on, dude.
Bring your own food in.
Hot pot. No, not unless you're me. All right, but I mean, it's different when you have a key to the building.
This is true.
Right.
You kind of make your own rules.
That's right.
So we just finished. Mitch got his done already, I see.
Oh, yeah.
Mitch drank his. That was really good. What was the name of that one? That was the Old Abe.
That's the Old Abe.
That's the Old Abe.
That is
Old
nice.
Abe, man.
Yeah.
That was delicious.
He said it was mid to upper fives in the ABV range, which seems like it drinks a little bit easier than that. Shane was going to guess low fives, I think.
I said 5.5.
5.5. I was thinking kind of more in the high fours.
Yeah,
in terms of ABV, but 5.8 was more than I thought it was going to be.
I took like a 30-second walk, and then I really needed water, and I thought it was lower than that. It drinks real easy.
It really does.
It's a sipping beer, dude. It's a solid beer.
Is this a bestseller at the brewery?
Yes, it's not only bestseller, but like I said, it's our base.
Okay.
It's a base for almost 8 beers.
A base for almost 8 of their other beers. Okay. So you brought another one with you here.
That's the Screaming Eagle, all right?
Screaming Eagle.
That is also, one, it's the Screaming Eagle for the 101st Airborne Division Screaming Eagles, but 2, it's also a really, really good beer. Really good. It's an English-style pub ale, and I can tell you right now, it's the best one that's in this building.
So I'd be lying if I said that I have not had this one yet. When we first got here, we definitely started walking around a little bit to try to familiarize ourselves with the landscape, and that's actually where we met you guys for the first time, and we got a chance to try both of those. But what I did not know was that the Old Abe was higher in the ABV than what I initially thought. But the Screaming Eagle, ESB,
I want to say right around there too.
Okay.
5.5, if not a little bit lower.
Gotcha. It tastes great.
See,
it is an amazing ESB.
And it's hard to find a really good ESB.
It's definitely been so trying some in here, and I don't want to disparage anybody. Everybody's got their own thing, but I can gladly say the beers that I've tried, the ESBs in this building, that's the best one. Because I've tried some that I was like, when you're over here trying to not be rude, but pour it out real quick. But I'll stand
this
on
one's
that.
Really good.
I'll stand on that all day long.
Is this another one of you guys' regulars at the?
Dude, it's a solid. We sell this at the brewery and at the cigar lounge, and it's the name alone pushes it all out. Yeah.
So let's bring up the cigar lounge for a second, because you were originally the owner of the cigar lounge.
I own that too. Yeah.
You own that also. Is it in the same building, separated by wall? I mean, or is it just one where you walk in and it's a whole experience?
It's on the other side of town. So,
Okay.
But it is 4,800 square foot of goodness. There's a jumbotron in the middle of the room. There's a pool table, dartboards. The seating is set up like an octagon, so that way everybody is watching TV, or you could talk to each other. And we have a custom-made bar and one of the largest humidors in the state of Tennessee. And we sell all of my beer at it.
How big is this humidor?
It's 1,200 square feet.
Jesus. Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Just like that, yeah.
Big octagon. Well, not that big.
Not that big, but we modeled it after this. Had to have the hanger custom made.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
So-
custom made.
And it's another outlet to be able to sell your beer as well.
We sell all Old Abe's on tap. The only thing, we have a Black Abbey on there, but that's because I wasn't brewing still, but we don't really sell it a lot. But when my Oktoberfest is done in another month, we will only have Old Abe's on the tap. Because I've got 8 or 9 taps over there, yeah.
I love being able to pair, Shane, a cigar with a beer. We talked about this at the Bearded Iris
We did,
live show when we did it with Whiskey and Sticks. Shout out to CL Treese at Whiskey and Sticks in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So just to give you a little bit of a background, Jared, we had a live show at one of the Nashville breweries.
Sure.
And we had a gentleman from Nashville, the outer skirts, Murfreesboro, come in with his cigar lounge, and he gave us a good education on how to pair a drink with a cigar.
Sure.
And the knowledge that he has is unbeatable. But I attribute beer and cigars in the same aspect of you've got a lot of different walks of life in this
100%.
room. in this building, probably some that you would have never met because you would have had no interaction with them whatsoever
100%.
until you either sit down with them and you're holding a cigar in your hand or you're holding a beer in your hand.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of like the equalizer that starts off all those conversations.
Absolutely.
So one last question for you, Jared.
Sure.
If you had to pick your favorite beer that you would drink all day long out of Old Abe, what would you drink? If you are going to drink one beer that you guys make for the rest of the year, which beer would you drink?
Screaming Eagle.
All
DSB.
Solid beer. You gotta stand on what you believe. I would drink that if that's all I had to drink. That's fine.
Good one. Any events coming up for you guys? Or are you more focused on just being a hub for people to come in and just sit down and relax? Or are you guys doing?
We're doing local stuff, but because today we were on the poker run for one of the local motorcycle clubs, so the brewery was packed while we were gone. So that we do stuff like that. We do some hail and farewells there for the military, that kind of thing. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy.
I appreciate the military aspect again. I know I sounded like a broken record when I said that multiple times, but I think one of the first all veteran-owned breweries that I ever went to, I think was in Savannah. It was called Service Brewing.
Sure.
And you walk in and it's a big hangar. It's a huge hangar, and all veteran-owned like that as well. And I was like, I didn't even know something like this existed. I've never even seen an all veteran, and it was that day that I figured out that guys that are coming, and these guys were just coming back into the workforce. They had been out, they'd been deployed a lot, and they were just coming back into the workforce, and they were looking for a way to serve their community, and
Absolutely.
then that's where Service Brewing entered.
We definitely do a lot of stuff for the community. That's a big deal. Provide jobs, charitable events, things like that, and of course, taking care of veterans and active duty soldiers.
Absolutely. Jared,
Pleasure.
thank you very much, guys.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. We'll let you get back. Old Abe's Brewing, Clarksville.
Good stuff. Definitely
Yeah.
good stuff.
We're drinking a lot of beer tonight. Mitch, welcome back. Mitch can hear now with the headphones.
Yeah, it got a lot louder.
Mitch has been running point for everybody coming up to the table. Mitch has gotten up. He's been talking to people. He's been going to get ice bins, and you've just been running around like crazy.
Yeah. Everything came together right around now. So, support your local podcast because some of us need another cord for the additional headset we have, and that costs money. So
Money's tight right now.
Yeah. And, you may see Shane being generous with his headset from time to time on these next few because, good Lord.
Passing them back and forth.
Yeah. It's weird. We've been doing this for 3-4 years. I'm losing count of the years now.
Right before COVID is when we started.
Yeah.
So late 2019, I think, is when we started.
Yeah. We were officially putting audio out at that point in time.
Yep.
And we had a setup that worked for like 4 headsets, and then we didn't. I'm a little lost on where and why we don't have one extra cord. I think we probably lost it.
We lost it at one of the shows, I bet.
Yeah. And we just have not kept an open idea to bring it back because we got these wireless mics and everything, and it's super great. But these live shows are, it's all right. It's all right. I mean, if he wants a pretzel, he can have one, right?
Well, so you brought up something, Mitch, just a minute ago. I want to touch on that because all 3 of us met at Panther Creek last night.
Yeah.
In Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Panther Creek's doing by the time this gets edited down and out, the 4-year anniversary party is going to be over. However, if you're watching live right now, then you'll definitely see it. But Panther Creek out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee is doing their 4-year anniversary. And it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they're going 4 whole days for their anniversary party. And one of the things that when we were talking with JT, one of the owners there, and Shane was there also, is you support your local brewery.
Right.
Yeah.
And you said that just a few minutes ago. Is right now it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard for breweries right now.
Yeah.
And the same amount of money is going around right now. It's just there's more places to spend it, Shane.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of the bigger places that people are going and stuff. Maybe they're larger breweries, maybe they're big restaurants and stuff like that. But don't forget about the little guys that maybe need a little extra help in these times when everyone's hurting a little bit. You know, the beer industry is kind of in a I don't even know how to say
a weird state.
A weird state. Yeah, where you got a lot of people drinking seltzers or people not drinking as high ABV beers and such like that. So everything is just kind of a bit amiss right now. So the ones that are hurting the most, the ones that are struggling, are those smaller guys.
Yeah.
Those local guys. So get out and support them. You know, go buy a 4-pack if you don't want to hang out there. Buy a 4-pack from the tap room and take it home. You know, but yeah, support those guys.
Absolutely. If you like any local beers brews, you need to go and continue support. Buying it one time doesn't really help them in the long run. You need to go and buy a pack. You need to go to the tap room, and if they let you bring food in from time to time and have your favorite brews, you know?
Yeah.
And for different reasons, but you know, it's not only do you have breweries that are out there struggling to make it financially to get through just these hard times, but you have breweries that are considered successful and they're brewing, and then they just get hit with like something from a landlord,
right?
You know, and they say, hey, you've got to be out next month, or hey, your lease is coming up, we're not renewing it. And that's not something, I mean, as an owner, you have to always be thinking about that, but you don't consider it to be one of those factors that's just going to, I mean, Mitch, we were experiencing the same thing in Chattanooga.
Oh, yeah. There's been 2 breweries in Chattanooga whose same landlord, kind of swept the rug out from under them at the same time. So you just never know when your favorite place might hit hard times.
Right.
But the current climate is what we're getting at, is the current climate across the nation. We're losing breweries.
Yeah. I mean, there's bankruptcy every other day being reported by some brewery somewhere.
Yep. And it's unfortunate, but we're kind of just in the beginning stages of this economy that's shifting.
Yeah.
You know, you've got all these macroeconomic things that are affecting all of these microbreweries, but then on top of that, you have shifts in mindsets from people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, what used to be just like dry January or New Year's resolutions, it used to be like, you know, and I'm sure Shane can attest for this because, I mean, you've worked in the beer industry for so long, casual pint and distributing and stuff like that. But it used to be dry January, so if I could just make it through January and then maybe pick up some extra sales in February, I can get back to even so that the last half of the year I can totally knock it out of the water. Yeah. Now you're seeing people go, I want lower ABV beers, or I want no ABV beers. I want seltzers. I want non-alcoholic beers. Yeah. It's completely shifting, and there's still those beer nerds in us sitting at this table that go, I like summer stouts. I like 14%. Yeah, right. But the same guys that have the capacity to brew that can't financially do that anymore.
Yeah, not at all.
You said 14%. I may actually have a 13.1 sitting in my bag right now.
Do we want to try it?
Let's break it out, man. We've got a break. So you can't see it on the camera right now, but we'll show it. We've got an ice display now with the brick of ice I was given, and it was awesome. They really helped me out when I asked for ice. And there's a definite shareable. If we have a way to cut the wax, we'll open up when we talk to one of the brewers from
hopefully
there,
if we can get them over there. I didn't bring my that works.
Hey.
Are we able to cut through the wax top on it as well?
Probably.
We'll find a way to do it probably.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So Shane is popping the Lagunitas Willetized
from 2020
barrel aged stout. 2020?
2020. Lagunitas.
Coffee stout aged in rye oak barrels from 2020. My man's got a Green Man shirt on right there. That's awesome.
That's a nice, yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Shout out Green Man, Asheville, North Carolina. Fuck yeah. That's right. I love Asheville, man. Asheville's got some great beer.
Oh, absolutely. It's beer mecca pretty much.
Yeah, it is. Shout out Curses Keem.
Curses Keem. Okay, I want to talk about that real quick. Curses Keem is one of the most slept on breweries in Asheville, North Carolina. I went there one time. I was driving. I was actually trying to find Burial's Forestry Camp. And it's a little bit off the beaten path, and I thought I was going the right direction, and I wasn't. I came across a chain link fence, Mitch, and it said Curses Keem open at something, and so I Googled it because I had no idea what it was, and it was a brewery, and I was like, I'm going to have to come back and check this place out. Shane, if you ever get a chance to go to Curses Keem, there's no lights in the building. It's all natural light. Everything's made from these big-ass tree trunks, and there's shrubbery and trees and everything inside. It's just a beautiful space. And the bar that he has is just all the beer flows through the oak trees. It's just like the whole thing is super nice, and his beers are top shelf.
Yeah, man.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Curse is King. And every time we get a Facebook post, whether it's Nashville Beer Geeks or something like that, going, hey, I'm visiting Asheville in a couple of weeks. Where should I go? I always throw out Curse is King, and nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I've
nobody.
not heard of it. No,
Nope.
That's crazy.
And Shane is well-versed in the beer industry.
Yeah, well, and I'm well-versed in Nashville also. So, yeah, that one slipped by me, yeah.
Yeah. So what are we drinking here?
All right, the 2020 Lagunitas Willetized Coffee Stout aged in rye oak barrels.
Ooh.
Coming in at 13.1%.
Oh, no big deal.
Easy peasy. Cheers.
Easy peasy.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers. It's a
Love
good
it.
day. Oh, yeah.
It's so smooth.
The
Yes.
I feel like did it say coffee stout? Is
Yes.
that what it said? I feel like the coffee has all but dissipated.
The coffee is
In that
definitely
thing.
falling off. I get a lot of caramel toffee.
Yeah,
Yes.
toffee.
Yeah.
For sure. But from what we know, Mitch, did I understand right from Ryan at Living Waters that coffee is one of those adjuncts that doesn't stay around too
Correct.
long?
Correct.
It just, as the years go on, it dissipates very fast. Yeah.
And a lot of times in the maltiness that you're using, the malts that you're using already kind of have that coffee flavor anyway. So all they're doing is ramping it up so that when you're first drinking it, when it's fresh, you're just getting more of it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They sell these in 6-packs still, don't they?
4, I believe.
Are you sure these are 4? Okay.
I could be mistaken, but I believe it was 4-pack when I got this one.
I don't see much of Lagunitas on this side of the state anymore.
Not as much, and I actually picked this one up at Main Street Liquors in Nashville.
Shout out Aaron Hortman.
Aaron's got a great
Man.
collection over there of stuff. I picked this up a couple years ago.
Dude, yeah. Main Street's always got a good selection. And no doubt.
Black Friday, that's the place to be.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't go anywhere close to Main Street on Black Friday. There are a ton of us beer guys
That is my one exception.
that are there. You will go shopping on Black Friday at Main Street.
That's my only spot. I missed it this last year, but I had been there the couple years prior for sure.
I think, now that we mentioned it, there was Mitch, we did an episode at Smokers Abbey a couple years back with Aaron Hortman.
Yep.
And I believe we did have a Willetized on the show.
We did.
At that point. So it might have been it was one of the newer ones. I think it was a 2022. And so it would have been a current year release at the time.
Yeah. It had a lot more coffee notes to it.
Yes.
It's interesting. I'm always curious about the aging process with any glass.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I can't say I've had a canned heavy 13 point something %.
I don't see
but
Lagunitas canning any of their
No.
stuff, though. I think they're all bottles.
You know what, though? I almost brought a narwhal, barrel-aged narwhal, instead of this one.
Oh,
But I grabbed this instead.
yeah,
Yeah, so, and that does come in a can.
that does.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a barrel-aged narwhal in a bottle at home.
In a bottle or a can?
In a bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
It is a very old beer.
All right.
Sierra Nevada?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, it is in a can.
It's a can.
You're
mine's a
right.
can, yeah.
I don't remember
Mine's
now.
a 16-ounce can.
I don't remember now.
So-
I'll have to go back and look at it.
My ignorance doesn't. I don't remember what's better for keeping, a bottle or a can, when it comes to like the heavier ABV stuff.
Ooh,
You know?
that's a Shane question.
Well, honestly, it comes down to just making sure you have it cellared properly.
That's a big.
That's the big key. Keep it out of the sunlight. Keep it in a main temperature-controlled area. Mine stays in a second-floor closet in milk crates up on shelves where nobody gets to it. You know, I don't have to worry about the dogs going in
Right.
and doing anything. You know, I don't have to worry about, someone accidentally grabbing one from the fridge or
True.
something.
True.
So it's closed off area. No one goes in there but me. And that's also where I do my fermenting if I'm home brewing. So it stays in that same closet.
I think that if I know correctly, I think they're moving. A lot of breweries are moving to canning because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Cheaper to ship, cheaper to store.
Right.
It's not as heavy. You can fit more on a pallet.
Yep.
Cost. It comes down to cost.
It always comes down to cost.
one of my favorite sakes is Naruto Tai's Red Snapper or Drunken Snapper. It's been a while. I can't get it here in Tennessee anymore. Someone, distributor-wise, was able to stock it and blew my mind years ago. And it comes in a oil can.
Nice.
Oh, like
That's
those
awesome.
old, like the Fosters, like the old Fosters cans, like the really big ones.
Well, you had one. It was in your freezer for a while.
Oh, that was the sake.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved that one.
So it's circular. It doesn't look like any U.S. kind of like oil can of conversation, but it's super lightweight, extremely durable, and reduces their shipping costs. And that's why they put it in a aluminum can or whatever. But it is stout. You can't bend it. Even their beer cans are not crushable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Japan's got it on lock for whatever indestructible cans and wares they have. But I don't know why I went on that tangent, but the canned high ABV beers kind of made me excited to see, because I don't see a whole lot of them.
Not too many.
The bottles, every once in a while when I get a bottle, I'm always worried that in a transit move to move, the bottle cap may have gotten a little pushed or something. That's why, going back to your point, somewhere that you know is key to keep it stored as close to what you need it to be.
Yeah.
So, out of the sun is a big thing.
Yeah, that one's huge.
Yeah.
I think that Mitch, I'm gonna run and see if we can get our next guest. I want you to tell the story about the sake that we bought and had it, and then it got stuck behind my freezer.
Oh, sure.
For years.
All right.
And then how we ended up. It's an interesting story, and I will be right back.
All right. So I mean, it's that oil can exactly, and that oil can. It was before we started really podcasting.
Okay.
And the distributor never found out who it was, just found it on a area of Hermitage in the outskirts of a liquor store. Sake selections here are not great, typically.
Very little to choose from.
Yeah, and it's growing now, but it's taken over a decade to get there. So we may see the oil can make its return, but it is Naruto Tai, and I think it's called Drunken Snapper. It's got a red fish on the label, and it's got like a very paper label to it. It looks wrinkly, kind of like papyrus or something.
Yeah.
But man, it is it's one of the best sakes I've had, and it was my introduction into better sake on top of it. So it is if I'm remembering right, Nama Ginshu, which is unpasteurized and it's not diluted. So you're getting full strength pretty much of what it was. And it was, I think it was 18% ABV for a sake.
All right.
It's a high octane sake,
Yeah.
but it's extremely fruity and smooth. It's a very elegant sake for an oil can presentation.
Right. Or something, but looks really, that's a can you hold on to even when you're done drinking it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got a 12-year-old bottle, I guess, now, and then I've got last year's version that I was able to purchase from a distributor all the way from Portland. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
You should talk to Schoolie, because he goes to Japan pretty frequently.
He does. I saw he just went.
Yeah, him and his wife went for a month.
Man, it's a dream to go over there for me.
She's got family there, so yeah. But yeah, let him know. He can look for it next time he goes.
That's very true. God, there's got to be so much stuff. One of the interesting sake I've always enjoyed has been crazy style.
Okay.
And America doesn't really have crazy style. People will tell you the legend when they go to Japan that you can order crazy style sake. But it's usually, to my understanding, a very umami-forward sake.
Gotcha.
It's where it's not a Junmai Ginjo of a very refined, clean taste. It is a very, in a way, you could say stout, but it's going to punch your palate a bit crazy. So I always look forward to that. And we have a local sake brewer who does a lot of Yamahai style. Some of it, after you age it a while, can probably turn crazy style. But, man, the flavors you get with Yamahai, you'll never forget. So we're very lucky to have Byron here with proper sake at his, I guess, sake bar, Rice Spice. So,
Nice.
yeah, he's been here a while, and I always say proper sake, then I have to remind myself the bar is now Rice Spice. So, Yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot of back and forth, but it's a super swanky bar.
I'll have to make sure and take my wife there. She's a huge fan of
Dude.
sake, so I need to
Yes,
take her and let her just have a night drinking that. And,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They have sake flights. They have
Okay.
some imports that you can try, and they are awesome. And definitely try the house sakes.
Okay.
They are one of a kind. And man, unfiltered sake is fantastic. If you are craving something that's kind of sweet and I guess you could say creamy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had very little myself, but I'm looking for that one that I really enjoy.
I think you'll find it there.
Okay. Good to know.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot busier out there than any of us were anticipating.
Yeah, I got stuck by a few lines trying to find
Yeah.
Chad earlier, and then he found his way here.
I think I will say I'm glad that we brought beers.
Yeah.
Because I think for the foreseeable, we're going to be sharing those for a little bit.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Everybody's tapped out right now. You know, we have Marble Fox on the hook.
Yeah.
We've got Honey Tree,
Yep.
you know, interested in talking. And both of them one of them's working the table. The other one's working in the VIP section.
I
Man.
just saw
So
Mill
both of
Creek
them are
going
still-
that way, running that way.
Yep.
So,
So Mill Creek is really busy right now. There's lines everywhere. Dark Shadow has a line.
Yeah.
This Goat Island Brewing here that's right on the front. Mitch, we've never seen those guys before,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and they've got a line also. So it's a lot of interest here tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are interested in talking and want to spread the word about their brewery. Just not capacity right now.
And that's a good problem to have.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we've said this at the beginning. There seem to be more people here tonight
Yes.
on the floor than there were at the same place last year.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
it helps that it's so damn hot outside.
That's true.
and
it's
this
pushing
is
everybody indoors.
This
Yeah.
is the coolest beer fest.
Yeah, I do want one of those.
I thought you might.
I do want one of those,
Yeah.
Shane.
Okay.
Yeah. So Shane just popped a new Glarus. Well, he's about ready to open up a new Glarus beer. Mitch, have you ever had Spotted Cow before?
It's been a minute, man.
Yeah.
It's I want to say last year I did, but it's one of those where I'm like, I don't know. It's been a while.
I'm pouring mine right now.
Yeah.
This is one of those quintessential beers that everybody has to have.
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoy a lot of new Glarus beers. I think the strawberry rhubarb was the first one I had from them.
Okay.
So good.
It's
So
awesome.
damn good. Yeah.
So since Shane brought it, he gets to talk to us about this one.
Ooh, okay. So
Talk a little bit closer to the microphone, Shane.
I was holding it. It makes it a little easier that way. But
Yeah.
It was hard to do that and crack the bottle open.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, Spotted Cow. I mean, it's just such a good beer. This is one of those beers that as soon as you find somebody that lives in the area or is driving up to that area,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, are you bringing back some Spotted Cow? Which
Oh,
is
yeah.
exactly how I got this.
Yep.
Somebody went up, brought back an entire case. I got 2 6-packs out of it. Thanks to my wife. She had the hookup. So
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
yes,
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, New Glarus Brewing.
And thank you for sharing, by the way.
Yes.
of course.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that. 12 beers, and we get a chance to have one of them.
I brought 2.
And we get a chance to have 2 of them.
Yeah. These guys are up in New Glarus, Wisconsin.
Mm.
So
They don't distribute,
Nope. It's only right there in
Yeah.
that small town.
and I hate that because I really want it. But it's one of those things where you can have too much of a good thing, and then you would eventually just be like, it's just. We have that a lot with Nashville breweries where
Yeah.
these breweries open up and people go, oh my God, you can get this? And we're like, yeah, at Publix, at Kroger. And they
Right.
go, what?
Yeah. Where certain things are just everywhere.
Everywhere all
yeah.
the time. But when you have something like Spotted Cow is one of my favorite from New Glarus, but anything from New Glarus, and you don't have constant access to it, you just want it more and more and more.
Yeah.
It's like Pliny.
Oh,
It is. It really is.
It's crack. You got
Pliny.
you got any more of that cow?
Pliny the Elder. Mitch, I think one of my favorite Pilsners is STS
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, is awesome.
from the same
Yes,
guys.
I've had
And
that,
then there's Blind Pig. I have not had a chance to have Pliny the Younger.
I have not had younger, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when we did the show during CBC
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes.
with the guys from Duvall and
Yep.
all those guys, the No Quarter had a bunch of Pliny.
That's where I had STS.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, 'cause
When
I
we
took a couple
finished,
bottles home.
Yep.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you could get some to go.
Yeah, we
Did you
did.
not-
We
yeah,
did.
We both got bottles to go. STS, Pliny, and
Blind Pig.
Blind Pig.
yeah,
I
we
do
took-
remember all three of those hitting because we had all three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took bottles home. So did he.
Fuck.
They didn't last long.
I did not know that. Well, you don't want them to last
No,
long.
exactly. Fresh.
Those
better.
kind of beers you want to drink. You want to drink sooner than later.
CBC in Nashville was a wonderful, magical week.
It was
Such a good
indeed,
time.
yes.
Yeah.
Sláinte.
Cheers.
Damn, that's good. Man, I do wish they distributed down here.
Me too. That is
Yeah.
so clean.
I love this. I can't remember the alcohol on this one, but it's
I don't either, and the writing's so small
and
on there.
I honestly don't know if I care
I know.
at this point.
If I had to guess, venture guess, I'd say
The sweet.
5.3, 5.6
Really?
range.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing. Has anybody got Untapped?
I guess
or
if we had these computerized devices
Yeah.
in our pockets, that we could actually look it up.
I wish I could be as quick as those things.
something. Right.
When AI takes over, we probably won't have to be.
Skynet
That's right.
is coming online.
Spotted Cow is, what did you say it was?
5.3, 5.5.
Okay. Any guesses, Mitch?
ABV?
Yeah.
Let me taste one more time.
I'm not going to guess because I looked at it, but it was not what I thought it was
I
going
feel
to
like
be.
I have to go up.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. I'm
Is
just-
it the sweetness that's throwing you off?
Yeah.
Okay, so sweetness would probably be a little bit higher ABV or the corn or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
I'm going to say 4 or 5.
You're going to say 4 or 5?
Yeah.
I was thinking closer to 6 now.
Okay. Mitch, 4.8.
Hey.
Ah.
Well,
that surprises me.
it had the sweetness of a higher ABV, but when
Uh-huh.
it settled, it kind of felt. It gave me that
Lighter?
lukewarm feeling. Yeah, it's like a little lighter kind of vitality or.
I was kind of in the same
Words.
camp as Shane when it's like, it's a little bit sweeter, so that makes me believe that it was probably brewed at a higher alcohol content. But it 4.8.
That's nice.
It's such a good beer, and I could drink this on hot days. I could
Yes.
drink this
Oh, yeah.
on cold days.
In the pool or by the fire, whatever.
That is
Oh.
awesome. I used it like mouthwash just now. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I brush my teeth. with it
Probably
every
the
day.
only guy in the entire building with a better beard than me.
Hey,
Mr. Jeff DeLuca right here entering the business.
Oh
What's
hell
up, man?
yeah!
How you doing? Honestly, I'd say, hey, I could have sworn this gentleman right here, this guy right here, camera can't see him.
Mm.
This guy right here was the inspiration for me to start growing my beard, honestly, because
Ah.
we were working at the same place. Go ahead. New Brew
Hey.
Thursday. Yep, absolutely. Jeff DeLuca.
Thursday turned into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. we'd all go get beer from the, local packy,
Yep.
split it all up, and that was 2016.
No,
June-
it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was 8 years
June,
ago.
June 2016 is when I joined Untapped,
Wow.
and I'm here today.
Wow.
because of this guy.
8 years. No, not because of me. No, you didn't have that alcohol problem because of me.
No, well, no.
Maybe you did.
Let's reframe that.
Let's reframe
I
that.
had the appreciation for good
The
brewing
finer
because-
things in life.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was completely shaven at this point, and Jeff goes, I think I'm going to grow a beard. That was literally how it started. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll try to do that too. And like after I saw, I was like, I'm going to try to do it too. And we just hadn't turned back since. And that thing is growing in nicely too. So yeah.
Right.
You enjoying yourself tonight?
What's that?
You enjoying yourself tonight
Of
at the
course.
festival?
This is always a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were here last year up in the Barrel House, and we had multiple guests coming up and talking to us. But being down here in front of all the action, like people are just coming up, is a much better experience.
Have you guys walked around?
Yes.
A little bit earlier, yep.
Yep. So
That's
we
the way
got
to do
here probably around 1-ish.
Yeah, yeah.
And once we set up, we started walking around talking with Tenfold, Marble Fox, and a lot of the
Let me
guys
ask
here.
this. Have you been upstairs to the Maui Brewery?
Maui Brewing, we saw their tent up there, but I have not been upstairs yet today.
I was actually at Maui Brewing about a month ago when I was in Hawaii.
Ooh. Okay,
Very nice.
Mr. Hotshot. What island is Maui Brewing on?
That is on the Big Island.
I don't know the Big Island's
Island?
name, but Big Island. Yeah.
So the Big Island, it's just referred to as the Big Island.
The Big
it's
Island.
It's where Honolulu's at. And everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we went to Maui Brewing when I went a few years back also, and it was a cool spot. Yeah.
So out of tonight, they got our chip.
Really?
Yes.
What are they serving? What are they pouring tonight?
That IPL up there that they have,
Yeah.
that's like 4.2%.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So they got the vote this evening, huh?
They got the chip from us.
That's awesome,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was close. Marble Fox has some really good stuff, of course.
Yep.
But
We'll have to check
they
them out.
had to get the chip from us.
That's
Definitely.
awesome. So how does that work? You guys got was it like a raffle card, or is it actually a chip that you guys just drop it in the? Oh, okay.
And you kind of vote. Everyone has their little kind of glass or whatever, and you put all the chips in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
They didn't even have one. James was the first chip for them. Yeah.
Very nice.
Now they got their chip.
Hey, they're doing
That's
it again.
That's awesome. Good to see you guys.
Yeah. Good to see you too.
Thanks for stopping by, man. I'll hit you up later, okay? Good to see you, brother. Take care. Good to see you guys. Take care. New Glarus Spotted Cow.
Yeah, man.
This is so good.
It's even better than I remember.
It every time is like a new, like, oh, that's right, you're so good. Every time, because we don't get it here.
It's one of those beers that like I'm going to be probably ashamed to say that I don't think about very often.
right.
But the minute somebody brings it up,
Yes. As soon
I
as somebody
go,
says
"Oh."
Wisconsin or cow,
New Glarus.
you know, or New Glarus.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Old Spotted Cow.
That is great. So just to kind of recap real quick, we've had a couple of breweries stop by tonight. We started out with Chad at Tenfold and we've had Chad on the show
Oh, yeah.
a couple of different times,
Mhm.
Mitch. I mean, we met him at the back of his brewery, and we had an episode there. We've seen him at multiple beer fests, Common John's family reunion.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of other beer festival, and then be able to get him on the show again tonight at the Preds Beer Fest is awesome.
Man, he's a force of nature.
And Chad's such a good dude. He's just an all around likable guy.
Yep.
Old Abe, that was a new one for us.
Yeah.
No idea that those guys were around, but we don't make it out to Clarksville very often,
We don't.
if ever.
It's
Have to
rare.
make an effort. We'll have to make an effort. I will at least try and get out there and
Said there were 5 or 6 breweries out there.
Yeah.
6 of them at least.
6
yeah.
of them at least out there.
We got some local talent over here.
Hey, we're from the Brewery Underground Podcast.
Hey, come on around.
Wow. Yeah.
Talk to you guys.
Do we have another mic? I think we've got another mic as well.
Steve.
This is awesome.
Scott and Steve here.
Pop
Hey,
on
guys.
and-
Pop
What's up,
on.
fellas? Good to meet you
How
guys.
you doing, man?
Should we've talked? We've actually talked
before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brewery Underground in the house tonight.
Hell yeah.
That's
Glad to see you
wild,
all.
dude.
How the hell did you guys get this gig? This is awesome.
We just drink too much beer.
Yeah.
They know what
Apparently
that
we don't drink enough.
I mean, I'm drinking a little bit too much beer, but I'm all right.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking
You
about.
guys have a setup here like we've not seen.
We're just here having fun, man.
Yeah.
It's all these great breweries here tonight, local here, and then of course they've got more ones, more breweries up top. Maui Brewing that we just figured out was on top in the concourse over by the food, and it's cool to have all these people from different walks of life together and just enjoying all of this craft beer together.
It's brilliant. You guys see a lot of people here that you know, like or
Oh,
that
yeah.
know you.
Always.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
Obviously us. We just walk up and
Yeah.
hey, you guys are awesome.
That's what we appreciate, though, is
Yeah.
being able to find people that you have a commonality with and be able to sit down and enjoy beer together.
Yep.
Yes.
So do you guys get to take a break and like walk around and get
Yeah.
some beer? I mean, you obviously have beer in your glasses.
Totally.
We do.
We've come across a couple of
First
things.
of all, yes, I'm looking at this nuclear spot. How the fuck don't I have one? You can swear on this, right?
Oh, yeah, of
okay,
course.
go for it. That's fine.
How the fuck don't we have one?
So that's thanks to Shane right here.
Yeah, I brought that.
Definitely have that. No, we had a few guests lined up tonight that came on the show. Chad from Tennfold was here first, and then Old Abe Brewing showed up, and they were bringing their samples, stuff that they had. So, we're not necessarily at want for beer or need for beer, and then we try to go out and get some of the other people that were interested and wanted to line up to talk. But I mean, just look out there, Scott. Like, it's insane the amount of people that are out there, and they just can't get away.
I know. Like, I walked into some of the concourse and I looked over and I was like, I will knock this thing out in 30 minutes.
Nope.
And you can't, you spend 15, 20 minutes at one place.
Talk a little bit more to your mic so I can hear you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, you'll spend 15 or 20 minutes at one place just to get all their beers.
Yeah.
And it's the beer community. I mean, everybody that's here is here for a reason. They love craft beer. They love cider, whatever else they love.
Yep.
But everybody has come together, and they know each other. And I love the beer community. It's been a fun ride so far.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And the lines are huge.
Yeah.
The number of people that are in each of these lines to get this beer is big. I venture. Were you guys here last year?
Not last year. The year before I was here.
Okay.
You know what I love about this place? So, it doesn't look very big. It's because it's so spread out.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got some stuff on the concourse.
Yeah.
Out here, like, again, you look like you can knock it out in 30 minutes, but you can't.
Right.
There's too many people, I think, to do that.
It's awesome.
Yeah. So,
It's the only time I come here and there's not a hockey game going on.
right. Honestly, the last time I was here was at the Brew Fest, to be honest. Okay, so question for you guys then. 3 favorite breweries here tonight. Everybody is good. Let's just put that out of the way. Everybody here is awesome. Are you guys more hophead style? Are you more stouts, ciders? I mean, like,
Steve, you start.
Okay.
You know what? I will try anything new.
That's what I've heard about them.
I will try anything new.
It was a pride parade. We can edit this out, right?
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I mean, we're live.
But what's that? So 3 favorite out there tonight.
Well, the porter that I'm drinking right now from Tennfold is pretty good.
The toasted
Oh,
coconut
my
porter?
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
Chad's
absolutely.
amazing. That's great.
Hell yeah.
Mike, I think, brewed that one, though.
Yeah.
That damn dark shadow
Oh,
Mexican lager jalapeno
Okay.
with the heat.
It's got heat on it?
It's got heat.
Okay.
Yes.
I had their
it does.
pickle beer, which is pretty damn good.
You like
It
the
was
pickle
good.
beer?
Yep.
Okay.
I knew they
It was
brought the
good.
pickle beer, the jalapeno. I knew they
Oh,
brought
man.
a peach something, or maybe it was some other kind of, like, it wasn't the usual style beer, so I can't remember what their other one was.
Hey,
they
I'd say
brought.
go check out Honey Tree Meadery over there.
Oh, dude.
Those guys are doing the Lord's work.
That peach?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You tried the
The
peach?
peach and the
Oh, my
gin.
God.
The gin and
Yes.
tonic was really good, but I like the peach one.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
the peach mead was my favorite.
Both 12%.
The blackberry from Marble Fox I had pretty good too.
Oh, the blackberry
Yep, yep.
fruited IPA,
yes,
right?
sir.
That
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, bro. I've not gotten the Marble Fox line yet because it's half a mile long.
Understandably, I hear they've got really good stuff.
Oh, it's so
man.
great. They're about to do their 1-year anniversary, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Already.
Marble Fox does the IPA game right, in my
I
opinion.
love them from day one. They're
They were
fantastic.
really
John and
good.
John are doing wonderful things over there.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
space is cool too. Just the building's awesome.
Yep.
OG
The old
Jackalope
Jackalope
location.
space, if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, it is the old Jackalope.
It
Yeah,
is.
yes, yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
dude,
right.
it's so much bigger. It seems
It
so much
looks
bigger. They've
bigger.
opened it up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they opened up those walls. It looks
Yeah.
so much bigger than it
Okay.
was.
And having actually a new outside kind of patio area in the front
Okay.
right there, too. Which
Yeah.
it's right on the street. It just opens up even more.
Nice.
I did not know that.
Great space. Anyway.
That's awesome. A lot of good beers here tonight. You
Yeah.
guys have definitely been having a lot of the good ones, I can tell.
Yep.
Well, shit.
We're all having the good
apparently-
ones because
Yep.
we are all.
Other than Spotted
pretty
Cow, what's your favorites here tonight? I think he's got another bottle, too. Oh, God. You got a Willet Lacanitas?
2020. Will it?
Jesus
2020.
Christ. How do I get one of those?
There you go.
When I put this
Drink
microphone
what's in
down?
your glass.
Well, when you
I
finish
know I'm
that
looking forward to
glass,
going out and trying more beer.
I'd have a hard time picking a favorite. Honey Tree mead has never really been one of my things, but trying that peach mead
Oh,
and
yeah,
then the
man.
gin
That
and
was
tonic
good.
one,
Yeah.
it's just like that converted me. I'm a fan. I do like mead, but they has to be kind of more honey and not necessarily flavored. But
yeah,
those were banging. Those were definitely good. Marble Fox
Yeah,
is
they were
definitely
awesome.
a winner in my
Yep.
book.
yeah.
So everybody out there is doing good things tonight.
I know. There's several we've not even hit yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can I just walk around with this microphone and just talk to everyone? You guys care?
I don't even think it'll reach that far, to be honest.
It's got like maybe 50 feet.
Yeah, you won't get that far,
I
basically.
was gonna say I could go out and be like your on-site reporter. And I'd be like,
We just need a mobile rig for next year.
Yeah.
That's what
And
we'll
just
do.
walk around with a mobile rig talking to people.
Walk around with. Hopefully, in 2 years, we'll all be built in with mixed with computers anyway, so
there
we
you
won't have that
Like,
problem.
like we said earlier, Skynet. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
AI and Skynet has launched. So
It's
you
a
know.
real thing. It's coming.
Hey, I want to thank you guys. We reached out to you a couple of months ago and just kind of asking for like technical information before we did our first remote. And all that stuff. You guys were happy to oblige and gave us some information. And just,
Mitch is
Thank you for that. It was just
super
cool.
knowledgeable with that kind of stuff.
and Steve's a radio guy. He's got some background, but man, it was just nice. You guys had done it, so it was nice to hear that.
That's
from you guys.
awesome.
No, yeah. Anytime. I'm up for a challenge. So,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I think we might actually. Maybe we'll pause and maybe we'll walk around and get some beers too.
Yeah, it's been a
there
good
you go.
session.
Yeah.
And thanks for stopping by. And
Absolutely.
time to go drink some more.
Thanks for
guys.
having us.
Yeah,
We didn't mean to
appreciate
take
it.
over, but
no, we may pop up again here
Shout
before
out
it closes.
Shout out your socials real quick. So
Yeah,
we're
do
streaming
it.
live right now, and then this will go up. Well, this will go up on the podcast in probably a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So shout out your socials. So we
Steve's
can
really
share
good
that.
at the social media stuff.
Go ahead, Steve.
Sullivan Tour on breweryventures.com.
Yeah,
the
that's
website.
right.
Okay.
You can find us there, the podcast, and on Spotify.
Okay.
Yeah, Brewery Underground Podcast.
Brewery Underground.
24/7.
Yeah.
Listen to our
I
podcast. Everything we got on Sullivan Tour on breweryadventures.com. You know, the latest and the greatest of what we're doing, what we're up to. Scott has a map of all the breweries around that we've gone to. And
Shit, yeah.
all
Hell
in
yeah.
between.
Awesome. We're looking forward to it. Definitely check these guys out. We've had a short but very good relationship so far,
Yes.
just because we've been recently introduced. But
Well, it's time to share some beers and get to know each other.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely.
Thank you so
Thanks
much,
for having
guys,
us
for
on,
stopping
guys.
by.
It's
We
really
very
good
much
to see
appreciate it.
you
It's
guys.
honor.
Beer
We're
brings
honored.
everybody together. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Good to meet you.
You
Appreciate
guys
it.
be good.
Cheers.
Take care.
We'll go ahead and outro out on here, and then we may rejoin later. But cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you.